Hello students, I am here to discuss your biology subject, and in this regard chapter 9 cell, the fundamental unit of life, I will discuss this unit chapter, and in this chapter we will discuss how cell discovered and what are the cell theory, how things present inside the cell, and mainly the nucleus contain what things inside it. So, nucleoplasmic cell conclusion, cell theory and the history of the cell, and the two type of cell, that is prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell, their difference. So, in this session I will discuss these four things to you. So, first, the discovery of cell. As you know, cell is the unit of life. So, cell is the basic fundamental unit of life. Why it is called? Because without cell the life is not able to consist. So, we are able to perform any activities of our own due to the single cell. Cell arranged together form the tissue, tissue arranged together form the organ arranged together form the organ system. So, whole body, when organ system join together they form whole body. So, whole body made by that organ system, but really what is in the base? The base is the cell. So, like that, when you make your house, in that house what unit is there? Unit is the bricks. Like that, the whole body made up of a unit, that is the cell. So, in this cell so many things are present, like the upper covering of the cell, either the cell wall or cell membrane. After that, the inside liquid material present inside the cell. It is of two type. If the liquid present between nuclear membrane and plasma membrane, then we can say it is cytoplasm. If the liquid present inside the nuclear membrane or inside the nucleus, we can say it is nucleoplasm. So, nucleoplasm, cytoplasm both connected together, or collectively we can say it is the protoplasm. So, really the cell having drastic activities inside the cell, there is so many things to know, to understood, and they all have special function with them. So, how cell discovered? Robert Hooke. Robert Hooke in 1665 discovered cell in cork slice. So, they discovered the cell in Royal Society of London. So, cork slice, they see small blocks. That block he called cell. That term cell is also used now. After that, in that time when Robert Hooke discovered the cell, there were no any type of equipment or well equipments to see cell properly. But now, after some time, Anton von Leeuwenhoek discovered or designed improved microscope, and then the clear structure of cell is visible. Though it was not very clear because it is not ultra structure, it is simple improved structure than that of the Robert Hooke invent. After Anton von Leeuwenhoek's discovery of improved microscope, then Robert Brown in 1773 to 1858 discovered nucleus. You know, nucleus is present inside the cell. Suppose this is the cell, inside the cell this is the nucleus. This is the nucleus. Nucleus is the brain of the cell, and that nucleus operates whole cell. The cell activities operated by the nucleus, like the whole activity of our body operated by brain. So, we can say nucleus is the brain of the cell. After that, Dujardin in 1835 discovered semi-fluid living material, what we call now the protoplasm. This is the semi-fluid semi-fluid living material. After Dujardin, Johnson E. Purkinje discovered in 1840 discovered the protoplasm. 1840 discovered protoplasm. Of the cell. You know what we say, cytoplasm plus nucleoplasm. The two things made protoplasm. This is cytoplasm and nucleoplasm make protoplasm. So Purkinje invent these things. After that, Schleiden and Schwann formulated the cell theory. M.J. Schleiden and Theodor Schwann, T. Schwann. In 1838 and 1839 gives cell theory. Later we discuss about the cell theory, what is inside it or what is the theory inside the cell theory. After that, Rudolf Virchow do only some reform in the cell theory. So 1821 to 1902 they reformed the cell theory. So stated that all living cells are arise from the pre-existing cells. So reform cell theory. After that, Haeckel in 1866 reported that the nucleus stores and transmit hereditary information. Stated that nucleus stores and transmit hereditary information. Hereditary informations. These are the things discovered. Nowadays, more things discovered also, but really discovery of cell going on. Their inclusion, their structures, it is continuously going on. So we can discuss about the cell theory now. Understood these things? Robert Hooke started the activity to discover the cell, and unfortunately he discovered the cell inside the cork cambium. After that, Anton von Leeuwenhoek improved quality of microscope invented. After that, Robert Brown discovered the nucleus. Really, this is the brain of the cell and big discovery. So this is the nucleus inside the cell. Dujardin discovered the semi-fluid living material. It means really they are unable to name the fluid, but really this is the protoplasm, which is really required to sustain life or to survive on earth. But J.E. Purkinje in 1840 they discovered protoplasm. Really this is the material which required to live a life process. Here you see protoplasm is the sum total of cytoplasm and nucleoplasm. Cytoplasm here, nucleoplasm here. So both cyto and nucleo make the protoplasm. M. J. Sliden and T. Schwann, they both give the cell theory, and in cell theory there are so many activities of cells is recorded or described. After cell theory, R. Virchow improved the theory by reforming something in it. Their theory was all living cells, all the cells made by the pre-existing cells present on earth. So they give the reformatory theory like this. And finally Haeckel, H-A-C-K-E-L, Haeckel in 1866 stated nucleus store that and transmit hereditary information. Understood? Nucleus, inside the nucleus there is the nucleoplasm, nucleolus and chromatin thread. That chromatin thread like structure is able to carry the information of each and every organism, like me, like you. So your all characters are coded in the chromosome, which is made by the help of chromatin thread. This chromosome transfer from you to your next generation or from your parent to you. So this is what? This is the carrying character. This character carried by the help of nucleus, or inside the nucleus there is chromosome. So Haeckel stated that the nucleus have capability to store and transmit the character which are hereditary in nature. So this is their activity or their discovery. Now we discuss the cell theory given by M. J. Sliden and T. Schwann. In cell theory, what postulates given? Now we discuss this cell theory. Cell theory, according to means as the term states, so what is the theory of cell is stated in it. This is the cell theory. First, all living things are composed of cells and their products. All living things are composed of cell and their product. It means how many living things on earth present is mainly composed of cell. If they are not composed of cell, then their product may be tissue, may be organ, like that. Second postulate or second theory of cell, that is all cells arise from pre-existing cells. That is clear. So any cell which is new type or the daughter cell may made by the help of their mother cell, or we can say pre-existing cells made the new cell. All cells arise from pre-existing, which exist earlier, pre-existing cells. Third one, that is all cells are fundamentally similar in chemical composition and metabolic activities. So metabolic activity, chemical composition are of the same type in all the cells. All cells are fundamentally similar in chemical, similar in chemical composition and the metabolic activities and metabolic activities. Understood? Metabolic means the activity which are formative and destructive. Anabolism and catabolism make metabolism. So this metabolic activities of all the cells become similar. Cells are structural and functional unit of life. So cells are structural and functional unit of life. Number 5, in growth and of an organism occurred by cellular multiplication in multicellular organism. So two type of organism, either one cell or more than one cell. So every cell, their growth done by, so we can say growth of an organism occur by cellular multiplication, multiplication in multicellular organism, and the last postulate is the function of an organism is a whole, is the function of a cell. The sixth one, the function of an organism is collectively the function of that cell only, is collectively the function of the cell. So this is the cell theory which stated that how cells act, their activities in whole organism. Now after cell theory, we will discuss about the prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. So both are different in their arrangement of structures. So poorly developed cells are prokaryotic cells and highly developed cells are eukaryotic cells. So we are made up of eukaryotic cells because our cells are having well developed. So what is the difference between these two cells? The first one, that is the prokaryotic cell, and second eukaryotic cell. See here, prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell. Here eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell. Size 1 to 10 mu micron. This is the size. Its size is more than that, 10 to 100 mu micron. Nucleus is absent here. Nucleus absent. Nucleus present. After that, the ribosome is of poor quality, means 70S, and here the ribosome is of 80S type. Ribosome 70S type. and here 80 S type. S is the sedimentary coefficient, and here genetic material circular, there linear. Genetic material means what? DNA, RNA. Genetic material circular, here linear. After that, the membrane bound structure absent, membrane bounded structure absent, present, and finally the sexual system rare, there is no. Sexual system rare, here is present. So this is the difference between the two type of undeveloped cell and developed cell. So say these are the things present in undeveloped prokaryotic cell and developed eukaryotic cell. So in next class we will discuss about the other cytoplasmic inclusions of the cell. Thank you.